Hello everyone, my name's Shalise. This is the JJ Movie TV / Game Reviews. And right now I'm doing my Dark Knight versus Iron Man 3 review. And here's the thing. Both from the Iron Man trilogy and the Dark Knight trilogy are the best superhero trilogies right now we have. Iron Man trilogy to me is better than Dark Knight trilogy, but don't get me wrong, Dark Knight's still a good trilogy. But here's the thing. I'm going to do a comparison of the Dirt films. What separates them both? Because the first two films of the Batman were classics, and the first Iron Man was an amazing film, and Iron Man 2 was an okay film. But here's the thing between Dark Knight Rises and Iron Man 3 that a lot of people are biased about. Of course, everyone's going to say, Dark Knight Rises is the best. Of course, it's the best superhero movie of all time. This probably is better than all the Christopher Nolan films. And here's the thing. It's allowed to BS if people love this film but hate Iron Man 3. Okay, let me do some comparisons. One, they both had interesting twists. Oh, and by the way, there are going to be spoilers in this, so if you haven't seen either of these films, don't watch this video because I'm not going to repeat myself again. If you haven't seen it, and don't look at this video. Okay, Dark Knight Rises and Iron Man 3. They have very similar aspects of the characters, but there is one reason, there are three reasons why I like Iron Man 3 better than Dark Knight Rises, and why people should not be total hypocrites about loving this film. One, people complain about what they did with the Mandarin in this film, how they is totally bullshitting the comics of what they did to the Mandarin, which is true. The Mandarin who is a terrorist in this movie is a very high-tech supervillain and Iron Man in the comics, but they reduced him to a comedy act as an actor. That's a big middle finger to all those Mandarin fans. Now, Dark Knight Rises, I don't hear hardly any complaints about what it relates to the comics, because this is Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan's film ain't related to the comics, which I understand. But if people hate this for what it does to the comics, then people should hate this for what they did to Talia al Ghul, who's played by I don't want to say Miranda Frost, Maria Cotillard. It's played by Maria Cotillard, Talia al Ghul. What they did with Talia al Ghul's character, obviously, they killed Talia al Ghul off. She gives birth to the son of Batman, named David Wayne, who becomes the future Robin when Batman technically retires, when Nightwing, the original Robin, takes Batman's place, and David basically becomes, the new Robin in a sense. So they kill off Talia al Ghul in a crappy-ass way. They diss Bane's character with the Venom a lot, and they also diss Bruce Wayne's character. So, yes, they have this is a big middle finger to all Talia al Ghul fans, but I don't hear a lot of complaints about this film, about what they did to Talia al Ghul. She ain't important, she only gave birth to the son of Batman. What? They killed her off, and no complaints about this, but Iron Man 3, do you get the Mandarin? Load of BS for that one. Now, another thing, what's the main difference is how they discern characters. Okay, one, Iron Man 3, Tony Stark always remains the same throughout the films. The first Iron Man, he's a cocky, self-absorbed maniac, self-absorbed billionaire playboy, philanthropist. He's still always the same. Robert Downey Jr.'s character, Tony Stark, always remains the same through this film. In the first film, he goes through that little stuff that he's superior than everyone, and he realizes he builds weapons of mass destruction that kills people. So now he tries to help people instead. The second one, he goes through this. When he thinks he's going to die, he tries to push everyone away by being more of a jackass than he already is. And Iron Man 3, he's going through post-traumatic stress disorder, what happened with the Avengers, and when he went through that little black hole in the sky. So he's going through that. He's a little bit more paranoid, but he's still the same old Iron Man. He's still a high-tech billionaire, genius, and all that stuff. Now, with Bruce Wayne, for the Dark Knight, his character, Robert Downey Jr.'s character, Tony Stark, remains the same in the comics. Bruce Wayne's character in the comics, okay, forget the comics if any, but here's the thing. In the comics, Bruce Wayne, yes, he goes through the death of his parents, and yes, he could get depressed with someone else's life, but he doesn't quit being Bruce Wayne. What I did not like about The Dark Knight Rises is how Bruce Wayne totally gave up after The Dark Knight. Okay, the first one, Batman Begins, he lost his family, obviously he went through that whole life cycle, then he finally became Batman. Dark Knight, he did the ultimate sacrifice for the city, and then, when he came in Dark Knight Rises, he lives as a hermit. He quits. Okay, I couldn't have him quitting being Batman because Batman's a wanted person and now in Gotham for sure. But him being no longer Bruce Wayne, he's not taking care of his body that much. He's not helping out his company, trying to build the legacy of the Wayne family. Not trying to restore it, not trying to even build upon it. He just basically does nothing to his character. He basically just gives up. He lies down like a dog. There is absolutely nothing that he does. He's really suicidal in this sense. He's just very suicidal. I can understand if we get a Bruce Wayne in a Dark Knight Rises that works for the company, he ain't gonna let it go bankrupt, but he's very depressed inside and he really is suicidal in a way. But in this one, he's just straight up suicidal. He lives the hermit life, and it's just really stupid how everyone loves this film for its plot line. And yeah, that's the diss of Bruce Wayne's character. And to me, in the comics and in the Christopher Nolan trilogy, the first two films, they have Bruce Wayne perfect, but the third one, they just screw up his character. So that's why I like Iron Man 3 a little bit. Like I said, a lot better than that. It doesn't diss the superhero Bruce Wayne. It doesn't diss their own superhero. Iron Man 3, Tony Stark remains the same. Bruce Wayne, he goes through his life cycles, yes, but he still should remain Bruce Wayne in this movie, Dark Knight Rises. Yes, the dissing of characters of the Mandarin is bad, and so is the stuff with Talia. But they totally killed her off. It's one thing to kill off a supervillain. It's one thing to make a supervillain into an actor, but it's another thing to kill off Talia al Ghul, the mother of Bruce Wayne's child, and how she's great in the comics, and they just killed her off, and how they ruined Bane a little bit. Now, I'm not going to nitpick about Bane's voice. I don't care about Bane's voice or the Venom part. I thought Bane was the best part of this movie, but it was awful how they did Talia al Ghul and the bomb plot. Now, with the twist of, the twist of these characters of Talia and the Mandarin, they worked, Iron Man 3 did something that worked for the movie. This didn't do nothing for the movie of making Talia the villain and letting her die. Her plot was to destroy Gotham for the revenge of her father, understandable. But the plot of destroying Gotham anytime, but they waited like 4 months for Bruce Wayne, after they got Bruce Wayne in the cage, after they broke his back, after Bane broke his back, they don't pull the trigger, they don't blow up Gotham, where Bruce Wayne could watch it in that little prison, and he could see all Gotham be destroyed by a nuke. No, they don't do that. They just let him come back in 4 months after a couple push-ups to come back and save the day, and it's a total cop-out of the Christopher Nolan films. So if everyone likes this plot line, and everyone could love what they did with Talia al Ghul, and they say they hate Iron Man 3 because of what they did with the Mandarin story, then you're total hypocrites if you believe that the change of characters of Talia al Ghul and bomb plot was much better than the Mandarin, who was actually the puppet of a guy called Killian. Not that much in the comics, I believe. Killian, who was played by Guy Pearce, basically used the Mandarin, or the guy that played the Mandarin, the actor, to basically control the world's biggest terrorist, do all this little terrorist stuff. Killian does the terrorist stuff, he just used the Mandarin as like the spokesperson for that. But no one knows that it's Killian, and Killian, through his technology, has a vice president on his side, so when they kill off the president, he's going to have the president of the United States on one hand, the power of the West and the power of the East on his side, and he gets a revenge on Tony Stark for not helping him out through those dark times. So yeah, that plot makes sense. At least that plot is making more sense than the Dark Knight Rises of a bomb twist with Bane and destroying Gotham when they could ever do it, but they do not do it. So that is my little... I know I might be ranting on this film, but I don't hate this film. I just hate how people love this so much, and people diss Iron Man 3 so much because of what it did to the comics. Yes, change of the comics indeed of the Mandarin, but it worked for the story. Change of Talia al Ghul in the story and how they ruined it, no. So yes, this is, like I said, if I'm choosing The Dark Knight Rises over Iron Man 3, my money's on Iron Man 3. And this is how it went. I thought Iron Man 3 was an amazing film, so I do like the Iron Man trilogy a lot better than the Dark Knight trilogy. So I do not hate this film, I just didn't like it. I think, like I said. So, what are the dream winning points again? I'll just say it again one last time. They dissed the character of Bruce Wayne in this one. They didn't diss the character of Tony Stark in this one. They dissed both the Mandarin and Talia al Ghul. Yes, they both dissed it. And they both One has a one has a bomb storyline of where they can press him out anytime, but Batman comes in to save the day, like always. Iron Man 3 having Iron Man 3 get the west side of the east side of most terrorists for Killian, and the west the new president of the United States that's under his grasp, the most powerful man will he be, and to ruin Tony Stark's life. Yes, which plotline is better? Obviously, it's The Dark Knight Rises. Obviously, because everyone loves this film and praises it because it's the end of the Christopher Nolan franchise. I am sorry, everyone, but if you actually believe that this, if you hate this film, or if you love this, okay, if you love this film, if you hate this film, then you gotta find the middle ground because you obviously are not making no sense when it comes to the comic wise. If you're basing this off the comics, but enjoy this as a standalone film, and you'll enjoy it even more. If you enjoy this as a standalone film, even though it has a bomb plotline, you'll still have a good popcorn film. But overall, my pick is Iron Man 3 over The Dark Knight Rises. I said it, sue me if you want, but that's how it is, people. Let me know what y'all think, everyone. This is the JJ Mood TV Social Game Reviews. Subscribe if you like me, disagree if not, comment below, be respectful, and I'll be respectful for you. Now, if you had a love for The Dark Knight Rises and I insulted you, well, I am sorry, but I stated my opinion. So that's how it is. So this is everyone. This is JJ Mood TV Social Game Reviews. Let me know what y'all think, everyone. Subscribe if you like. Bye-bye.